Hi, I'm Dave. If you're new to this channel, welcome to episode 12. This week I'll be crossing the north part of the Ayre Peninsula across into an area called Fitzgerald Bay to check out some free campsites around there before heading across to the Nullarbor. So if that's your thing, stick around. Okay, time to update the map. Again, I apologise for the scale on this map. It doesn't allow me to give much detail. It's a purple line around the outside of Australia. Just disregard that. That was the original intended route. Obviously that changed quite considerably. The last time I updated here, I was in Horsham, and where I clocked 49 degrees Celsius, so I hightailed it down into the coastline in South Australia to Kingston SE. There I stayed at Will's Beach Shack, great spot. Across up the coast into Menangi, which is another lovely spot on Lake Albert, and from there it was right over into Cape Jarvis, and of course then over into Kangaroo Island. Visited a couple of spaces on the island, back into Cape Jarvis, and then into South Australia proper, into Murray Bridge and back on the Murray River. And that's where I left the last episode. I did a house sit here in Riverton, which is about here, and hopefully from there I'll be heading across the Nullarbor. That's the updated map. Ran into a bit of a problem yesterday. Took the car for a run, and all of a sudden this loud thumping noise was coming from underneath the car. So bad I had to stop and get out and have a look. I couldn't find anything under the car that looked obvious. Not carrying anything in the car that I wouldn't normally carry, so it was a bit of a worry. First thing I thought of was the hitch. These things tend to get a bit noisy. So I've taken the hitch out. I'll leave that out for the minute. I thought maybe the fridge, possibly. So I'm going to put a rubber mat, which I bought from the local hardware store. I'm going to put that under the fridge in a minute, then take it for a run. If that doesn't solve the problem, then it's up to Saddleworth, which is about 10 minutes up the road, and see if I get the local mechanic to put up on the hoist, have a bit of look underneath the car, see if we can find what the problem is. So I'm just heading up to Saddleworth. The thud, I guess I call it a thud, in the back of the car is still there. I've taken the hitch out, I've put the mat under the fridge, checked the basement. What I call the basement is the area below where the third row of seats been taken out. Everything seems to be okay. I don't think it's any too serious. Could be the shock absorbers. There is a cover that comes down over the shock absorbers. That sometimes can rattle, but this is more of a thud. So Saddleworth's about 10 minutes from where I am in Riverton, and hopefully the local mechanic has the time to put it up on the hoist and have a look under the car. So let's try our luck.
There's nothing where there's been fresh movement or...
Pardon?
There's nothing, like everything looks good, like there's nothing where there's been fresh movement or anything been slapping around.
Okay.
I've obviously done a wheel alignment recently as well, by the looks of it.
Yeah, they did that when...
There's fresh spanner marks on the nuts and bolts here, and they all look like they're tight. The
Yeah,
main bushings don't look too bad. These sometimes you can see how they start to crack or split a little bit, but there's nothing terrible in there.
Okay.
They're looking okay.
First opportunity I've actually had a good look under this car and film a bit of it.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what you're doing all the filming for.
I actually run a YouTube channel as well.
You do? Yeah.
I'll give you guys are recommended. Okay, just leaving Saddleworth now. Everything checked out okay under the car. So it's just going to be a matter now, I think, of trial and error of moving things around in the car. So I find what's making that thumping noise. But it's good to know that it's all clear underneath the car. The cover over the shock absorber was a bit loose and rattling, but I don't think that's the noise I'm looking for. If you are in the Tarlee, Riverton and Saddleworth area, maybe you're going through to Burra or to Port Augusta, Tarlee has a free camp at the Oval. There are toilets there, and just park on the perimeter or camp on the perimeter of the Oval. There's no limit as far as I know. I have actually stayed there once before when I was doing a trip to South Australia through Victoria when my granddaughter got married. So I was familiar with that camp. There is also one in Saddleworth. It's a Saddleworth recreation area. That's $10 for unpowered and $25 for powered. There's no limit number of nights there, and there is toilets. And I think if you ring the caretaker and the numbers displayed at the gate, there are locked showers with a key code, and he'll probably give you the code to have a shower. In Riverton itself, there is an RV park. I'm not sure the cost there. It's right where the swimming pool is in Riverton. If I find the prices out, I'll put them up on the screen for you. So that's the saga so far with the car. So tomorrow I'm actually heading towards Port Augusta to check out some more free and budget campsites, and heading then towards the Nullarbor, hopefully crossing the Nullarbor later on in the week. So stick around. At the moment I'm in a free campsite called Fitzgerald Bay North, about an hour south of Port Augusta, on the ridge of the Ayre Peninsula, close to Whyalla. I'll put a map up where that is. At the moment I will be checking out a few free campsites here along the Bay area, and then tomorrow, after an overnighter here, tomorrow I'll be heading west through to Ceduna to cross the Nullarbor. Again, checking out free camps and budget camps across the Nullarbor. So if that's your thing, feel free to join me and stick around. Just arriving at Fitzgerald Bay North campground. This is on the coastline of the Ayre Peninsula, just outside of Whyalla. Not sure how far outside of Whyalla. I'll put a map up, but it's about an hour south of Port Augusta. This is a free camp. There are several along the coastline here, which I might check out. Actually, I've just been off the road for 2 weeks doing a house sit. It's nice to be back on the road again. The road in is a bit sandy, but quite good. Suitable for all types of vehicles. A few corrugations here. I can see a few campers in here. A couple of campers over there to the left. We'll keep going. There are supposed to be toilets here. and I think pets and all those sorts of things are okay in here. It's a lovely day today, beautiful blue skies for my last few days in South Australia. I was hoping it might be down near the water's edge. It looks like there's a day area down here. There are some bins here. There's no campfires here though. It's saying there's a shower facility here somewhere, but I'm not quite sure where that would be. But this certainly looks more like a day use area here. The bay's a bit further up front. I think they are the toilets, maybe. The toilets are just here. Okay, let's go a bit deeper and see what else we can find in here. It's quite large and very spread out over a reasonable size area, so you'd have no trouble finding a camp in here. There's lots of tracks and twisted turns. I'm heading down towards the water, which you can see up in front of me there. There's sort of a beachy area here. It's getting a little boggier now up here, this end. So I think we might just go back to that little spot I just passed where I can turn. Just heading back out of Fitzgerald Bay north. There is free Wi-Fi here. I've checked out the toilets, they're flushing toilets, and there's a water supply here as well. So all in all, not a bad little campground. I'm not sure if I'm going to be staying here at this point. There are others along the coast here to check out. We're still just at the end of summer here in early March, and we're still getting very nice days. Let's go down the coastline a bit further and check out a few more spots. A few more campgrounds rather. Okay, this should be Ayre Bay campground. It's yet another free camp along the peninsula. No campfires. There's very few restrictions on these campgrounds and they're all very good. Again, this one's a little far away from the water or the ocean. I'm just not quite sure how you get down into the campsite from here. This is 10 kilometres north of Fitzgerald Bay North. So you come out of Fitzgerald Bay North and turn right and you'll end up here. Now this is not the campground, I'm sure, because I can't find access down to the water. So let's go out and see if there's another entry point. This is all dirt road out here, but the road's in excellent condition, suitable for all types of vehicles. The signage here is usually so far has been quite good. This one is a little bit sketchy, but there is a track here, so we're going to go have a look. This looks a little more promising. So it's a large sandy rocky area. I'm going to take a wild guess and say there are no facilities here at all. There's one camper over to my right, and there's a zigzag of tracks everywhere. It's quite a large area, so I can only see one camper in here. However, you get a lot of vehicles in here. When I say a lot, sometimes it's really hard to just work that out, how many a lot is. I might get out and have a look at this one. It's a bit windier here. You can see by the tree in front of me. Let's get out and have a look. I'm loving this whole Ayre Peninsula area, and this is the northern part of the peninsula, mind you. This is up near Waihala, so I'm a way up north from the point of the peninsula, and I don't have time to go down south, so I'm going across the Nullarbor. But I'm very impressed with this area. It's obviously low tide at the moment, and the water looks like it may come up to this track I'm on here. And it recedes a long way. Wow, if the tide comes into here, there's a lot of seaweed up here, so I'm guessing it does. That's about a half a kilometre. If you come down this close to the water, you need to be careful. The sand does get a little bit softer. There's another camper up there in the distance. There's only two in here, but there are no facilities. So far, Fitzgerald Bay North, out of the three that I've been to, definitely looks like the best option. So I'm going to head down there. Let's check out this one. This is called Shingle Beach Ridges. Doesn't say anything about camping out the front here, but there's obviously campers in here, quite a few. I've got to say, the glimpses of the bay here are really nice. That's magnificent. This is similar to Fitzgerald North, we've just come from. The views here is nicer. It's a free campground. I'm not sure about toilets here though. There's a more access to the water here. It's a lot closer and a lot busier. But there's plenty of room in here. Again, road's good. Any vehicle can access in here. And you can find a spot just about anywhere in here. As I said, it's only a few hundred metres from the Fitzgerald Bay North, which we've just come from. And all these campgrounds along here, I'm not sure how many there are more. I think they're all dog friendly. And access is quite, as I think I said already, access is quite good. There's a long stretch along here. There's campers stretched right along the coastline here. And the views here across the water to the other side of the peninsula are quite amazing. This is beautiful. For free camping, you probably couldn't do much better. I'm not sure how far this goes in. Guess we're about to find out. Aha! I think we've reached the end. So that was several hundred metres and plenty of camping spots. This one's a lot more open than the last one, Fitzgerald Bay North. I guess it could also get very windy here, but a day like today, wow. We might go a bit further south and see if I can check out if there are any others. Wikicamp suggests that there are a few more. Just be aware, this one here, there's no toilets that I can see. So the amenities back at Fitzgerald Bay North are better than here, but here much better views, much closer to the water. Great free camp. Hi, how you going? Do you know if there are toilets on this free camp? Do you know if there's toilets on this ground?
I'm sorry?
Toilets. Do you know if there's toilets?
No, I just asked the fellow down there. No toilets.
The next one up does. Fitzgerald has toilets.
Oh,
yeah.
How do you get to there?
Oh, it's about 100 metres up the road that way.
Oh, you go up the
Just
right.
go out here, turn right, and it's a left-hand turn. It's signposted. And flushing toilets, free Wi-Fi.
Oh.
There.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's not as. This is nicer because it's closer to the water.
Yes.
Up there you can see the water, but it's not as close.
Are you up high on a?
There are places where you're a little bit higher than here, but so this is beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
Thanks for
Thanks.
that.
Have a good day. Bye bye.
You too.